Hello, my name is Claude White, and even though I normally don't do this, I am going to do an upload on the NBA Finals. I have a little bit of a lull right now, so I'm able to do it. But we're going to talk about, not, excuse me, I said the NBA Finals. I'm going to talk about the Western Conference Semifinals and the ending of that, where the Golden State Warriors took out the Houston Rockets by a score of 118 to 113. James Harden failed yet again. Mike D'Antoni failed yet again. And even without Kevin Durant, the Golden State Warriors will be moving on to the NBA Finals. Now they will await the winner of the Game 7 against either the Denver Nuggets or the Portland Trailblazers. I do believe that the Trailblazers, despite not having home court advantage, I just have a feeling that Damian Lillard and CJ McCullough will overcome them, and they would beat the less experienced Denver team, even though I do like Jokic. I would not be shocked if Denver won it, but I'm just going out on a limb here. I just like the way that Damian Lillard, has played. I like the way that CJ McCollum has played. And I just don't, for some reason, I just don't trust that coach of Denver. I just don't. But I digress. Let me move on to the three reasons as to why the Houston Rockets are going home. The first and obvious reason is their head coach, who is the worst defensive coach in the history of the NBA, Mike D'Antoni. Now, there are going to be some people from my generation that's going to say that Doug Moe was worse. No, he wasn't. And that is exactly where he got his style from, by the way, where if all else fails, shoot the three and shoot it as often as possible. Now, not everybody is cut out for that type of offense. Now, James Harden has flourished in this, but if you notice, in every big game, James Harden fails. Back in the day, there was a guy named James Worthy who used to play for the LA Lakers, and we used to call him Big Game James. I was a Laker fan until Kobe Bryant destroyed the franchise. That's yet another video that I will be doing soon, but I digress. Now, James Worthy would rise to the occasion, especially during the NBA Finals. And if you remember, the very last championship that the Kareem Magic Lakers ever won, James Worthy, not Magic or Kareem, was the Finals MVP. And he torched a young Dennis Rodman to the tune of 44 points. James Worthy was a magnificent offensive player who sacrificed his stats for the good of the team. Now, James Harden, I'm not going to say that he's a selfish player. He's not. In fact, I actually like James Harden. But for some strange reason, he always seems to come up small, similar to what Patrick Ewing used to do for the New York Knicks. But I will say Harden is a better playoff performer than Patrick Ewing. Now, when you look at James Harden's stats, he had 35 points. He had 8 rebounds. He had 5 assists. He had 5 rebounds and 8 assists. James Harden, if you look at the stats, had a very good game for Houston. But the problem with that is, yet again, James Harden came up small when they needed him the most. And in fact, in my opinion, the turning point of last night's game was James Harden missing 2 out of 3 free throws after getting fouled on a 3-point attempt. And that was a shaky foul, by the way. But I digress. James Harden, when they needed him the most, came up small, while Klay Thompson kept the team afloat with 21 points in the first half, when Steph Curry did absolutely nothing. He had more fouls than points. Steph Curry had 3 fouls and 0 points in the first half. Now, in the second half, he righted the ship and had 33 points. But if it weren't for Klay Thompson, they would have lost this game. And Klay Thompson has proven to be not only the most consistent player, but, in my opinion, their most important player. Why do I say that? He's the one who has to chase Harden 85% of the time. I understand that Andre Iguodala has a lot to do with it. In fact, I'll even go one step further There are three guys that the Golden State Warriors could not afford to lose and win the championship. And as crazy as it sounds, it's not Steph Curry. Now, Steph is the engine that makes the team go. But let me tell you something. The Warriors would be in trouble if they had to be without Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, or, to a lesser extent, Shaun Livingston. Because those three guys are the glue that make that team run. Now, Draymond Green gets a lot of credit, and deservedly so, because he does a lot of dirty work. Now, he is a poorer version of Dennis Rodman, but the dirty work and the defense that Iguodala does, and also providing athleticism, and he will hit the timely three now and then, but that's Shaun Livingston. You know, it's so sad in one aspect because he tore both of his knees, and the fact that he's even playing in the NBA and playing at this level is amazing, but he is the guy they cannot do without because he always has to spell either Thompson or Curry for minutes. He brings the ball up, he directs the offense, and he does a very more than credible job on the defensive end. Shaun Livingston is a mini coach on the floor, and I tell you what, if Shaun Livingston decides to go into coaching when his NBA days are over, I think he would be a magnificent coach. He is the type of guy that you rally around. And those three guys that I named, Thompson, Livingston, and Iguodala, those guys the Warriors cannot and could not win titles without, especially the way that they are constructed now, and especially with KD being out. Now, you know I am a huge critic of Kevin Durant, but he was having a magnificent series. And let's face it, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we know that Golden State is not going to lose the title. They are going to win yet another title, and we're going to be looking towards the offseason for any type of drama because we know the free agency specter is looming. And that will be actually my next video as far as the NBA is concerned. It will be New York and LA, a tale of two cities. Please like, share, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White. Take care, and God bless.